want to welcome everyone here. My name is Minna Zelch, and I am the Chair of Faith Development here at East Shore. And I want to let you all know that you are welcome here today, no matter who you are. There's nothing about you that we will not hold in grace. For we believe that we are each a being of beauty. Our many differences are what make us cherished. What others may consider flaws, we know makes us perfect. We are all welcome here and rejoice in joining together for celebration today. If you are new, we invite you to stay after service and join us for coffee, conversation, and an all-age Easter egg hunt. No one is too old or too young to participate. Now, I'd ask you to please rise if you're willing and able. Turn to hymn number 344 in your gray hymnals, which should be under your chairs. And we will sing A Promise Through the Ages Rings.
In case you don't know who I am, I'm Halcyon, Domanski, and I'm the Director of Faith Development here at East Shore. And happy, happy Easter, happy, happy spring. Yes, I know, Mother Nature is not participating. And happy third day of Passover. Once more, the earth is turned toward the light of the sun, and as we are bathed in the light of a new day, so may we greet the dawning of fresh possibility. Once more, we awaken from our slumber as our bodies rise to meet the challenges and pleasures of living. So may our hearts and minds open with promise. Once more, we gather for worship as we join our voices in word and song. So may this assembly bring forth wholeness. Come, let us worship.
Today's chalice are the candles behind me that were snuffed at Tenebrae on Good Friday. They stand for the social justice fighters in the world today and the rebirth of us all. The fire of love burning deep in every human heart calls us to awaken. Awaken to the work of justice. Awaken to the work of compassion. Awaken to the work of community. For in this time of human suffering and exaltation, we are called beyond awakening into action. May the chalice flame we now light guide our hearts in service to a greater good that holds all living things in its holy embrace.
I'm going to trust the magic there's a reason that candle won't light. In art, interestingly enough, in art, when you see a candle snuffed, it represents that there are spirits in the room. So whenever you look at really old paintings from old masters, and you see that snuffed candle with it going up, that's what it means, and that's what it represents. So today, in our Joys and Cares, here's our lovely book. I am thankful for the many daffodils that come up on Marge's hill. Give to all of them to all the choir members. Also watch a special with Scott Yo, Abbott, Negro Spirituals, and okay, sweetheart, whoever wrote this, can you say it out loud?
Scott Yu. I didn't like it, but Scott Yu. And Florence Price.
Okay, so Scott Yu about Negro Spirituals, and Florence Price, the Negro composer, which emphasized Wade in the Water, one of Mary's faves. Or one of Marge's faves. Sorry, Mary. Sorry, Marge. That's why that candle went out. Hello, Marge. Welcome. I am happy that my friend Lena is visiting with us today. Welcome, Lena. Joyce Harden sends hugs to us all and love to us all. And you know she has enough love for every one of us in this room. And Robin McBride has made land in the U.S. and is happy to be on dry land again. And I also feel that I picked up jagged rocks today to hold, because there's a lot of jagged stuff in the world today, and we are incredibly fortunate to be in a place of peace and in a place of wholeness. It would be wrong if we did not know and hold in our hearts all the people who are not able to have a beautiful and peaceful Easter today. And for a lot of those people, the Easter holiday means way more to them than it means to us. These are devout Catholics and devout Christians and Baptists. And so let us hold that in our hearts for them in our moment of silence. Come forth and place your rocks in the center bowl that's underneath our beacon. And these rocks will then, when the bowl is full, become a part of our landscape. And these wishes and these thoughts and cares will always be with us. Today's prayer is an ancient prayer. It has been called St. Patrick's Prayer, but it is much, much older than him. And you may recognize it from an amazing book called The Swiftly Tilting Planet. In this faithful hour, we place all heaven with its power, and the sun with its brightness, and the snow with its whiteness, and the fire with all the strength it hath, and the lightning with its rapid wrath, and the winds with their swiftness along their path, and the sea with its deepness, and the rocks with their steepness, and the earth with its darkness. All of these we place with almighty help and grace between love and the power of darkness. So I would like to ask my girls to go get the Easter basket and start passing out eggs. Caleb, I would like you to help them. You can grab a couple eggs. If you know the color of your egg, please don't take that color, take a different color. Receive that wish. We have received a blessing. Let us now open up our eggs and read the wishes that we have received, the wishes we have been given. Thank you. And so now at this time, let's share our wish, the wish that we have been given, the wish that has been granted upon us. And mine is simple but beautiful. I have been wished a good night's sleep. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Raise your hand. Okay, Sophia, we see you.
To have a good friend.
I wish you are happy for the start of May.
Togetherness with family. Mine says, I wish that you will find fulfillment in every day.
Wish for the end of the war in Ukraine.
Well, technically my buddies, it wishes that we have everything we need.
You found a gold egg?
Yeah, what's the goal
It
there?
was in the basket. That's what you said, double egg.
Is there anything in it?
No.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Woo!
Oh, there is money. There's money.
I need that back.
Yeah, there's money and candy and there's no
Yeah,
blessing.
but that's for somebody else to find. But thank you for finding it, because I knew where all 9 were, but I
Oh,
didn't know
well,
where the
then I'll
10th
get
one was.
another egg. This is my bunny
You
egg.
go get another, yes, go get another egg for yourself, sweetheart. Absolutely. Now I know where the 10th egg was. I couldn't remember where I put it. Okay, yes, baby, go.
I wish peace of wind, mind, and contentment.
I love this, it's to be fabulous.
Done. Next, Dan here would like to.
Safe journeys for any path you take.
I wish that everyone would find a place where they feel like they belong.
Are we good now? Okay. No, I think you can take that back to Mama. Thank you, thank you. A promise through the ages rings that always, always something sings. Not just in May in the finch-filled bower, but in December's coldest hour. A note of hope sustains us all. A life is made of many things, bright stars, bleak years, and broken wings. There's always, always something sings, the universal song of life. Entombed within our deep despair, our pain seems more than we can bear. But days shall pass and nature knows that deep between the winter snow, a rose lies curled and hums a song. For something, something always sings. This is the message Easter brings. From deep despair and perished things, a green shoot always, always springs. And something always, always sings. These are the words of our opening hymn today. Powerful words for sure. Meant to not just lift us up, but give us hope that there is something good in the world. However, I have to admit, though, that there's a small part of myself that finds this message in this song kind of trite. And for those of you who don't know what trite means, it means overdone. It's lost the power of the meaning. It's like you've heard it over and over again, and you're like, okay, that's what trite means. A life is made of many things, bright stars, bleak years, and broken rings. Can it be true that through all things, there's always, always something sings? For me, this song has the ring of, I am thinking of you. I'm praying for you. You are in our thoughts and prayers. How many times have we heard those words used? And quite honestly, are being used now. But Mark Ruffalo said it beautifully when he tweeted, prayers without accordant action are silent lies told to oneself, heard by no God, accounting for nothing. Action is the language of truth, the prayers of the saints. And yes, when my family tells me they're praying for me, it is their way of letting me know they love me. And when we are asking to keep someone in our thoughts, we are asking for compassion and strength and understanding. So often these words are said with no love behind them, with no understanding of the hurt. And on a global sense, these words are meaningless. They will not stop a mass shooting. They will not end a pandemic. They will not bring equality to people of color or the LGBTQ community. For the people in Ukraine, there is no song. For something always, always sings. This is the message Easter brings. From deep despair and perished things, a green shoot always, always springs, and something always, always sings. My favorite holiday is Easter. I know y'all think it's Halloween, but it's not. It's Easter. And
My favorite holiday too.
okay, and it's the spring, and it's Easter because it's spring. And on my daughter's very first spring, in the middle of our annual Easter party, the last one we ever held, I got a phone call, and I learned my mother was dying of cancer. There was no song for me that spring, nor was there one the next spring or the next. When I looked at those shoots in the ground, there was only gut-wrenching sorrow. There will be no more springs for my mother. She will never share them with my daughter. It was the first time in my life that my favorite saying, "This too shall pass," was not true. It was never going to pass. My mother was dead. And at that time, when someone said, "Our prayers are with you," I wanted to say, "Really? What the beep is that going to do? It's not going to beep, bring my mother back." You need to remember all you have. Back beep off. Just buried my mother. Things will get better with time. No, they beep won't. She's dead. I did not say those things, but I was thinking them, and I was feeling them. There was no song. A promise through the ages rings that always, always something sings, not just in May in Finchfield Bower, but in December's coldest hour. Not a hope sustains us all. Oh, a note, sorry, I read that wrong. A note of hope sustains us all. Jesus, whether you believe he is real or a fable, did not die on a cross because he was praying for us. He was not killed because he was preaching. His story does not ring through the ages because he talked to people. We know Jesus because of what he did, the actions he took. He did not just say you need to accept and be kind to all people. He went amongst the poor and fed them. He went amongst the lepers and cured them. Jesus was not feeding the world. He was just feeding the people he could see. He did not cure everyone of everything. He just cured the ones he could reach. He did not pray for the world to get better. He went out and took action. The same can be said about Buddha, Moses, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Ruth Ginsburg, Susan B. Anthony, and many, many more. These are the people who not only sang, but had to write the song. Entombed within our deep despair, our pain seems more than we can bear. But days shall pass and nature knows that deep between the winter snow, a rose lies curled and hums its song. My roses are named Florida and Maxon. The first song I could hear again in spring after my mother had died was when I fell in love with my son for the first time. And I remember every moment. It wasn't the day he was born. It was a couple of weeks later when I was nursing him. And that sensation, it just goes through your body. And I started to hear the song. And then when my daughter was 3 and ran up to me so proud because she had found an Easter egg by her first, which is how she always said things. I do it my first. Those shoots in the ground, they laughed out loud in joy to be singing to me again. Understand, though, that these were new songs. My mother's song is gone. It doesn't get better with time. It gets different with time. The songs I hear today are different than the songs I heard when my children were young. For something always, always sings. This is the message Easter brings. From deep despair and perished things, a green shoot always, always springs, and something always, always sings. So no, this song is not trite. It is a song to bring us encouragement when we need it, to remind us that even when we are at our lowest or our weakest, we can survive and we can make a difference. So long as we let the old song go and listen for the new, so long as we take action and move forward, look at the wishes you were given, hear its song, do your best to make it happen, and then we will all be saints.
We all have so many needs, 1,000 prayers, 1,000 needs that really only need one answer. Let the world not be indifferent. And may we live and be with each other in the way that shows this truth, whatever the day brings. Please give generously, and if this is your first time here, then please let the basket pass you by as our guest.
This is what was bequeathed us, this earth, the beloved left, and leaving, left to us. No other world but this one, willows and the river, and the factory with its black smokestacks. No other shore, only this bank on which the living gather. No meaning but what we find here, no purpose but what we make. That, in the beloved's clear instructions, turn me into a song, sing me awake. Please rise, if you can, and join hands for our bond of union. We join hands in Unitarian Universalist fellowship, pledging ourselves to an individual religious freedom which transcends all creeds, not to think alike, but to journey together. Today, I will extinguish the chalices after the postlude, but know as these lights are put out, they still burn in our hearts and keep us together.